And welcome back. Today is going to be the first in a line of videos I'm going to be doing, pretty much called A Blast from the Past. It's basically looking at old retro consoles and games. I recently rebought an N64 and Dreamcast. Of course I owned them back in the day when they first came out, but they've gone missing, broke and everything since then. And I've only recently rediscovered how actually amazing they were, so I thought I'd do a few videos based on them, just to see if anyone's interested, and also because you can pick them up on eBay for 30 quid with games. So, you know, it's recession and everything, so it's probably worth looking at, to be honest. I must say, all these games are actually recorded straight off the carts, not ROMs. I do use a HD upscaler, but that's purely so I can actually record it, because my device will only record HDMI inputs. It's a complete pain in the ass and took me ages to work out, but I finally got it going. Anyway, first up is Lylat Wars even, aka Starfox 64 if he was American. It's basically a remake of the classic Starwing, again Starfox if he was in America, that was on the SNES. And it's basically a flying combat game, and it's absolutely brilliant. It still looks good and it's still playable now, actually, to be honest. I enjoyed it. The only downsides are really is there's no saves or checkpoints or anything. Well, there are checkpoints. If you die, you do restart the level, but if you turn the game off and turn it back on again, you're right back at the start. You have to do the game in one go. But considering it's only about 40 minutes long anyway, it's not long really. But as you can see, some of the graphics are actually, considering this is back in 1997 this came out, it does make you start to wonder. I don't think the consoles have really moved on all that much. I mean, okay, they've improved, but it's not like... I thought these by now would be unplayable, but they're clearly not. Not sure what else to say about it, really. The game includes branching paths, so there's actually a point to doing the game over and over, like an easy, medium and hard path, but you don't really select it. Basically, you'll start on the first level. If you do certain objectives in that first mission, you'll branch off into the hard path, or if you don't do anything and just finish the level, you do it on the easy path. And there's certain areas where you can then jump to the hard path as well, like later on if you miss it earlier on. Like this train section, which I'll show you here, where you're actually controlling a tank, a land-based tank. Basically, if you complete different objectives there, you'll branch off into the harder path, and then you can get the harder boss section at the end, which kicked my ass, I've got to say, because of what is like the first run through and got battered. And there's actually a submarine section in part of the game as well, and these all handled brilliantly. And also back in the day, when this first came out, it launched with the Rumble Pack, which is of course where the whole bloody joypad's vibrating stems from. This is like the first accessory to do it, really. It weighs an absolute bloody ton. Of course, these days they're all built in, but back then you have to actually slot the thing in. But to be honest, I always pull the thing out because I can't stand rumbling anyway. But it's just weird the amount the N64 actually did. Like the whole control stick part, rather than actually using a D-pad, they did that first. The trigger part on the bottom, they did that first. The rumble pack thing, they did that first. It's just so much you don't realise at the time. You owe back to that old console. It's quite amazing, really. But yeah, there's not really much else to say in this game, to be honest. You do work with 3 other teammates, which they'll get into scrapes at certain points and scream for help as they're flying across the screen. But to be honest, they're annoying as hell, and I generally laugh when they get shot down and start screaming. I'm not sure if that's a slightly darker side to me, but when you've got a 6-year-old frog saying, help, just oh, for God's sake, just explode and go away. But then, of course, it backfires later on, because if they die earlier on in the game, they don't then respawn later on. Basically, that's it. So, the idea is to keep them alive during the beginning, so towards the end, when you have a hard boss battle, they're actually there to help. Rather than in my case, where my entire teammates were dead, and I had 4 elite... I can't remember what they're called now. There's like some team that's like a mirror of mine, but as a boss. And of course I had 4 on 1, and I kept my ass kicked over and over and over again. I couldn't do it. I had to restart and go the easy path. A bit pathetic, but there you go. Always look after your teammates, so I suppose there's a rule from that one. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching the video. I shall be doing some more soon. I think the next one up is probably Shadows of the Empire, which is of course amazing as well. So thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.
close call, fuck.